Hello and welcome all my dear second standard little champs. How have you been? I hope you all are good. You all are taking care of yourselves. Not only of yourself, even of your family members. So my dear little champs, I know that you are missing your grammar lectures. So I have brought once again grammar lecture for you. So I welcome all the second standard champs once again in the grammar lecture. So, my dear students, I hope that you are enjoying your days of learning at your home. Not only that, but also you are completing your work still if you are there at your place. So, my dear students, I hope that now you all are sitting with your books, as today's lecture is going to be really very interesting. Yes, you will have to take out your grammar and rough book. These two books you have to take out, grammar textbook and your rough notebook, because we are going to work in these two books today. But actually what are we going to do is, we are going to start new chapter number 8, simple past tense. Yes, you know that 7th chapter, which was simple present tense, that was done in the previous completed portion. So now we are going to start chapter number 8 of our grammar, which is on page number 28 of your textbook. So my dear students, now I am going to wait for you to take out your grammar textbook and rough book. I will wait for a while. I hope that you are taking out your books, you are preparing yourselves. This chapter is all about simple past tense. I will explain you in detail everything, what is simple past tense and the concept, and even we will solve the exercise, and it is going to be really fun solving the exercise of this chapter, as this chapter is really very interesting, also very important, because this is a kind of base for you, as this topic tenses you are going to face till your 12th standard. So just imagine how important is this topic of tenses. So it is very much necessary that whenever you watch these type of topics, which is the base for the higher classes, you have to watch the lectures very carefully. You need to understand, you need to open the gates of your mind and understand the topic. Only then will you be able to build your base. Now I hope that you have taken out your books. So let's get started. Before starting anything, I will just request you to write few things. So my dear students, as you can see that I have presented a table before you. Now you will have to write down. So quickly write it down. Now these are the headings: base form, simple past form, past participle form. Past participle form as such is not required in this chapter, nor base form is required, but base form is already there. So you have to make this kind of table right now. Table in the sense, you will just write base form, draw a line, simple past, draw a line, and past participle. That's it. So you don't have to just take more than 1 or 2 minutes to make this kind of table. So here you can see that the words are changing in each form. I will just read these words 2 times, and in that much time you will have to write down first 10 words in all the 3 columns in your book. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 till trouble I have presented. These 10 words you will have to write, and all the form of these 10 words. So I hope that you have started writing this. In case if you are not able to write more than 5 or 6 words, I will insist you to watch the video lecture again from the YouTube, and you can write down, complete the work, as this is going to be really very helpful to you. This will give you the base idea of the chapter as well. So the base form of the word, the base form is select. Simple past becomes selected, and in the past participle it also remains selected. Again, the base form of the word, if it is smoke, simple past becomes smoked, past participle also remains the same, smoked. Base form snore, snored, snored. Base form stare, stared, stared. Base form start, started, started. I hope, my dear students, you have started writing. See, I made one example with the word started. Then comes study, studied, studied. The next word is talk, talked, talked. Next is thank, thanked, thanked. Next is travel, travelled, travelled. And the last for today's table is trouble, troubled, troubled. So this way you will have to write it down. I hope that you have written half of this table. I will even request the parents who are watching the video lectures with the children, help them out in writing this in a proper way, so that later if you want to refer to this table, you will be able to do it very easily. I will again read this table and then I will just display the grammar textbook from which we are going to start the chapter number 8. So even those who don't have the textbook, they don't have to worry about this. Select, selected, selected. Smoke, smoked, smoked. Snore, snored, snored. Stare, stared, stared. He stared at me for 1 hour. So this way stared is used. Start, started, started. Study, studied, studied. Talk, talked, talked. Thank, thanked, thanked. Travel, travelled, travelled. Trouble, troubled, troubled. So, my dear students, this is going to be really very helpful to you in chapter number 8. So now I hope that you have written at least 5 to 6 words in all the forms. So now I am going to display the textbook page for you. Now as you all can see, this is chapter number 8, simple past tense, page number 28. I hope that you all are ready with the textbook and the rough book. Now, students, let us read, let us understand. First of all, let me explain you what is the meaning of past tense. What is the meaning of past? First of all, my question to you all is, what do you understand by the word past? So, that is what we are going to understand here through the warm-up exercise. So let us do the warm-up exercise before starting the chapter and any kind of explanation. What do we have to do here is, let us read the instruction. Underline the verbs that tells you about that these actions happened sometime before now. Underline the verbs that tell you that these actions happened sometime before now. Means what? You just have to find the verb which tells you that this action happened not now but before now, or before today, or before a year. So let us see which actions indicate this. So the examples are given with the picture for you to understand it more precisely. Let us read and underline it. Jack walked to school yesterday. Jack walked to school. So what is the verb here? Walked. Next picture is she watched television till 7 p.m. What did she do? She watched. Which action she did? Watched. Rubina played football when she was young. What did she play? Football. So, played. He washed his car last night. Now, what did he do last night? Washed. Washed his car. Mia waited for Ruma for an hour. What did Mia do? She waited. And the last is, we visited grandma last week. What did we do? Visited. So here, as you can see that I have underlined the verb which shows that this action happened. The action is not going on. The action will not happen in the future, but it has been already done in the past, which is gone. Right? The time which is gone is called the past. Now let us read the definition given in the box and understand it more precisely. The verbs you underlined tells us about things that occurred in the past. These sentences are in the simple past tense. I hope, my dear students, first of all, that you were also underlining these all words. Isn't it so? The regular students will obey the instructions given in the lecture and they will do the work as per the instruction. So these verbs which we underlined shows that the action occurred not today, either before today or before a year or before 2 years, somewhere in the past but not in the present. So these sentences are therefore in the simple past tense. And the table I gave you, in which the column, the middle column, is of the simple past tense. Just have a look if you have the rough book. If you have written the table, the column in the middle part was simple past. That means that column shows the verb in the simple past tense. So now I hope you have got at least 50% of the idea what is past tense. So let us have a look on the examples. Now here are the rules with the examples given, that how can you change the simple verb into the past form. Yes, here are the examples and the rules given, or I should say an easy trick is shown so that you can easily convert the verb from simple to simple past tense. You will have to be very careful and listen to what am I saying here. For verbs ending with E, we add D to make their past form. So whenever you see the verb, the action word ends with letter E. At that time, if you want to make that verb in the simple past form, you just have to add D. How? See the example, the clearly elaboration is given here. Agree. Again here the last letter is E. Therefore, they have just added D to make it simple past form. Agree plus D. So it becomes agreed. I agreed to the teacher, she said, or whatever she said yesterday in the class. So it makes it in the past form. Again the word live, L-I-V-E. So the last letter is E. So whenever last letter is E, what do we have to do? We have to just add D to make it past. Lived. He lived in London for 3 weeks or 4 weeks. So that shows that he lived. Now he is not living, but he did. Next is race, R-A-C-E. Again this word ends with alphabet E. So we have to just add D, raised. And last is die, becomes died. Okay, so he died just before 2 days. So this is just an example I am giving you so that you will be able to understand in the sentence form very easily. Now we saw that yes, if the verb ends with E, we just have to add D to make it past. But what about the other verbs? Is it necessary that all the verbs will end with E? No. There are lots of actions, uncountable actions. So what is verb? Verb is action only. So it is not necessary that all the verb will end with E. So now another example is for the verbs that end with a vowel and a consonant, we double the consonant and then add ed. So for the any verb, if it ends with a vowel and a consonant, so that means the word should have vowel and consonant both in the end. Then what do we have to do? Then we have to just double the last consonant alphabet and then add ed. Now examples are given, not to worry. Here are the examples. Now this word, if you can see, B-E-G, bag. So here E is vowel and G is consonant. So this word is ending with vowel and consonant both. What do we have to do? We have to double the consonant. That means we have to double the G. So B-E double G. Then we have to add ed. Then we have added ed. So it becomes begged. I begged so hard to give me the pencil, but my friend did not give me. Okay. So beg means to ask for something very badly. Next is rob. Means to steal something, someone's house. To take away the money from someone's house without one's knowledge. So here rob ends with O and B, that is vowel and consonant respectively. What do we have to do? Again we have to double the last consonant, that is we have to put double B, add ed, so it becomes robbed. Similarly sport, we have to double the T, so it becomes sported. I spotted a lion in the Gir forest, right? Then plan becomes planned. I have already planned for my future. Fine. So now I hope that you know this rule of how to and when to add ed. So first we saw that where do we have to add d, and then we saw where do we have to add ed. Now the next rule is for the verbs ending with y. Now what will we do if any word is ending with letter y? Then we have to remove y and add ied. Very simple. If any verb is ending with y, we have to remove that y from the end and we have to add ied. That's it. Like when the train is on the station, the back part, the boxes, the other coaches are separated and the other coaches are joined with the train. So similarly, here the word is carry. So here it ends with y. Now we have to remove this y and add ied. So carry will become carried. Again tidy will become tidied. Try will become tried, and cry will become cried. I cried in the class yesterday as my homework was incomplete. Yes, this is what the live example you can connect yourself with. So now I hope students you got the rules. I will repeat it one more time. When will we add D? Whenever any verb is ending with E. When will we add ED? Whenever any verb is ending with vowel and consonant both. When will we add IED? Whenever any verb is ending with Y. Yes, at first it seems very difficult. Once you will get this thing into your practice in the regular life, everything will be on the tip of your tongue. That is what I bet you. But the condition is you will have to practice, like mathematics, grammar is also the subject of practicing. You can never estimate which question will you get in the question paper. So that is what I am preparing you for. So here one more explanation is given. Now you will say that, sir, wherever we will find Y, we will replace Y with IED. No. Sometimes we have to just add ED. Though if the word is ending with Y, sometimes we have to just add ED. When? So look at the note here. For verbs having a vowel before Y, we add ED only. We don't replace Y with IED. So here if you see pray, now though there is Y at the end, we don't have to add IED. What do we have to do? We just have to add ED, because before this Y, vowel A is there. Here if you can see, before the alphabet Y, R is there. R is not vowel. That is why we have added IED. If before Y, vowel is there, then we have to just add ED. So I will request you to revise these rules whenever you get free in a day, because it will not happen overnight. Like I said, you will have to practice, you will have to put your interest and your heart in that topic. Then obviously it can happen overnight, but the ball is in your court. How you want to play, it is up to you. So let us solve few blanks. Fill in the blanks using the past tense of the verbs given in the brackets. Dinosaurs dash million of years ago. Live. Now what do we have to do if the verb is ending with E? If you can see that if the verb is ending with E, we have to just add D. So live will become lived. I will write the answer here. L-I-V-E-D, lived. We have just added D because this verb was ending with E. So that was the rule we understood. He dashed up late last night. Now this verb is ending with Y. So if any verb is ending with Y, do we add IED compulsorily? No. We have to check before the alphabet Y, vowel is there or consonant is there. Here vowel A is there before Y. Then we just have to add ED. So stay will become stayed. Stay will become stayed. He stayed up late last night. Next is, she dashed the heavy bag up the stairs. Now again the verb is ending with Y. Now let us check before the Y, vowel is there or consonant is there. Now here before Y, R is there. R is consonant. R is not vowel. So if consonant is there, what do we have to do? We have to change Y and we have to place IED. So carry will become carried. So it will become CARRIED, carried. Okay, so that is the difference between these two things. Here both the verbs were ending with Y. But in this B sentence, before Y, A was there. and here in C sentence before Y are was there. That is why this difference is there. And the last one for today is grandmother dashed chocolate chip cookies yesterday. So here the action word is bake. Now the bake ends with E. Whenever the verb is ending with E, what do we have to do? We have to just add D. So bake will become baked. So the spelling will be B-A-K-E-D, baked. So I hope you enjoyed understanding how to change simple base form into simple past form. Yes, we are going to solve the remaining sentences and the exercises too, but in the next lecture, so that in the meantime you will be able to read the formula again, the definition and the rules again. So your homework will be, you will have to read the formula, the explanation given at least 2 times and try to solve the remaining ones. So my dear students, I hope that you have solved the exercise and you have written the table I have asked you to write down. So thank you, and make sure you send your work to the follow-up teachers regularly. I hope that you will keep watching all the lectures, as you now know that we have started grammar chapter 8, in which you will have to become regular. You will have to become consistent. Unless you don't become consistent, you will not be able to understand the chapter. So that is the end of our today's session. I hope you enjoyed this grammar lecture, and if you were not able to complete anything or understand anything, I will suggest you to watch the lecture again. Not only 2 times, you can even watch it 10 times unless you understand it. So that is the end of today's lecture. Have a nice day. Goodbye.